Hey guys, and welcome to the top 5 most common and rarest 99 capes for Ironman. So when you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Starting off with the rarest skill capes for Ironman, at number 5 we have Herblore. There are currently 3,295 accounts with a Herblore skill cape in the Ironman community. I think this is one of the rarest capes because of the fact that you have to gain all of your supplies yourself as an Ironman account. You need to make your own unfinished potions and gather the items through Slayer or Hunter or something else to complete the actual potions. Therefore, training Herblore on an Ironman can be quite difficult, though the Jack of all trades aura does help as a daily activity to gain easy Herblore experience. At number 4 we have Hunter, and I'm actually kind of surprised that this is one of the rarest skill capes for Ironman accounts, because Hunter isn't really a skill that is more difficult or takes longer on an Ironman account compared to an actual main account, though this just shows how many people actually dislike training it, even though it's a very fast skill. Hunter is also required to obtain Granville spikes as an Ironman or Chinchompas if you're not doing player-owned farms. Currently, 3,089 people have achieved 99 Hunter on an Ironman account. At number 3 we have Fletching, with a total of 3,051 people having achieved this cape on Ironman accounts. The reason for this is probably because you have to collect all of your own logs, whether that's through Slayer or through actually cutting logs with wood cutting, and that can take quite a long time. And not to mention, Fletching is usually a pretty slow skill unless you're doing it with Ascension bolts or broad arrowheads, which are a little harder to do on an Ironman account. At number 2, the second rarest 99 for Ironman accounts being Agility, and this is really no surprise as Agility is a super slow skill, and on Ironman accounts you cannot buy your way through this skill with Silverhawk feathers. The reason I think these 2,677 accounts so far have achieved 99 Agility is purely for the benefits of the shortcuts, and because it's a requirement for the max cape, which obviously requires you to have all skills level 99. In fact, this is one of the rarest skill capes or 99s even for normal accounts. But then we go towards the number 1 spot. Rather interestingly, it's Construction. Now, Construction is probably one of the hardest skills to train as an Ironman account, as you need to get your own nails, your own materials, your own planks, and some planks can be scarce depending on what you're killing for Slayer, because Slayer is probably the best way of obtaining planks other than actually chopping the logs and making them into planks yourself, or doing the Thrones of Miscellania. I believe you get logs and planks from that as well, but it's pretty slow and idle, and getting 99 Construction is quite tedious, and you really do need quite a lot of raw supplies. Now that we have covered the rarest skill capes for Ironman accounts or 99s, let's move on to the top 5 most common ones, shall we? Now at number 5, one of the most common skill capes for Ironman accounts is mining, and I was pleasantly surprised by this being one of the most common 99s. So far, over 5,000 people have achieved this cape on their Ironman accounts, and that's quite a lot, and I think that has to do with the fact that mining is really AFK, it's an easy 99, and mining is of course one of the most essential skills as an Ironman account, as you can mine your own ores, smith those ores into bars to create your own weaponry and armor, and especially thanks to the mining and smithing rework, this is even better now, as you can actually create your own high tier armor, for example Eldraine armor or Baneite armor, which is really good if you're an Ironman player because obtaining the same tier of armor through bossing or Slayer. So after thinking about this, this is really a logical skill to be one of the most common ones for Ironman. Next up, to no surprise whatsoever, a combat skill being Defense, with over 5,599 people having achieved this cape. Defense is one of those skills that if you're an Ironman account, I'm sure is useful, because if you take less damage, bossing is going to be easier so you can obtain good gear easier, you won't use as much food with Slayer, it's all around just a nice little bonus. Not to mention the Sign of Life skill cape perk that Defense gives. The next most common skill is thieving, with over 5,872 people having achieved this cape on an Ironman. And again, I'm a bit confused to why this cape is so popular or achieved so often compared to other capes. I think it has to do with the fact that thieving is probably useful as an Ironman account. I don't know why and how, because I don't play Ironman mid to end game. But I'm also thinking it might be this popular or this common because safe cracking is really easy, and to get your first 99 for those skill cape bonuses that a skill cape gives, thieving is probably one of the easiest and most AFK to get. Well, the thieving skill cape perk does note thieved items, so I would say that it's useful for making super antifires because you can note the phoenix feathers when you're picking phoenixes for the feathers to make super anti-fire potions for QBD, KBD, Elite Dungeons 2 as an Ironman. I really don't know. At number 2, to no surprise, we have Constitution, also known as hit points to the OG players. With 5,982 players having achieved this cape on an Ironman account, well, it's pretty obvious why, because Constitution is trained with all of the combat skills and therefore obviously going to be a very common cape. Not much to say here. And finally, on the number 1 spot, the most common skill cape on Ironman accounts, it's Magic, yet another combat skill. This is definitely because of the fact that Magic is one of the best combat styles in the game, having other benefits than just combat, being spells and such, teleports, and Magic is a very easy style to get into and to get weapons for as an Ironman. Well, apart from melee, of course, thanks to the mining and smithing rework, it's pretty easy to make high level gear for that as well if you have the mining and smithing level, but I think it's pretty obvious why Magic is one of the most common skills as an Ironman, as it's also one of the most common skills for normal accounts as well to have level 99 in, that is. Now, before I end the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to my own second channel. This channel's purpose is for mini guides for RuneScape that are not worthy of my main channel, possibly some unique videos that I won't upload to my main channel, other game content, benchmarks, stream highlights maybe if I do end up streaming every now and then, or just a complete stream backup on that channel if you guys want to watch it back. So yeah, I'd appreciate it very much. So if you guys went over to this channel and subscribed, I'll leave a link in the description below. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. If you did, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.